A very good morning everyone, and welcome to another video on this channel. As you guys probably all know, my name is Fabio, and in today's video we're going to be discussing what I discuss every single day. So first of all, before we dive in, I just want to ask you all, how are you doing today? Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. If you are, leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you're not, also leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will be responding to all comments today. And without further ado, let's dive in and give you guys some interesting insights on what to expect from these major dollar pairs. Diving into the dollar index, looking at the dollar index at the moment, we can see that we're just still stuck in this range, not moving that much. However, yesterday morning we did see, of course, that big push on the dollar index in towards the downside. However, for the rest of that day, we were just consolidating, still waiting for further bearishness on the dollar index to see a further push down below the trend line in towards the lows and in towards that area of demand to grab liquidity below the trend line overall. For the rest, not really saying anything or expecting anything, because yeah, when the dollar is consolidating, what can we expect? Not that much, so just waiting overall for the dollar index to make its next move. And as I said yesterday, if we see a push down, it's going to be a swift push down. If we see a push up, it's going to be a swift push up. So yep, that is it on the dollar index. Let's dive into our first pair, which is Aussie dollar and Aussie dollar. So yesterday I shared a signal on Aussie dollar in the signal chat. By the way, if you want to join, you can feel free to join through the link in the description down below. But looking at Aussie dollar at the moment, we can also just see that Aussie dollar is super messy. But overall, I am expecting still a push up in towards that area of demand to at least take out this swing high over here. I also have my alert set on it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting from Aussie dollar. Take out that swing high, dive in towards this area of 4-hour demand or supply, excuse me, and then see a potential bearish reaction in any way or form. But I'll just be keeping an eye on the overall reaction once we come in towards that area of supply. For the rest, all I can say is that I hope we see a candle close above this high for the same reason of yesterday, or as yesterday, and that is the fact that this is going to become your swing low instead of this being your swing low, and we can then much earlier capitalize on a potential move down instead of having to wait for the 4-hour to flip bearish and for this low therefore to get broken. For the rest, not much to be said on Aussie dollar. Looking at the daily and the weekly, we're still bearish, so that is always good to know. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. As we can see, the 4 hours just super messy, not much to be said about it. Just expecting a push up, take out the high, and then potentially react to this area of supply. If not, just keep in mind we still have a fresh area of supply located over here at around 0.72943 and 0.73719. And otherwise, if we even move even higher, we always have this area of supply as well. But for now and today, the main focus is on that 4-hour zone. So with that said, let's over to euro dollar and euro dollar. So euro dollar is still bearish on the 4-hour and the daily. So as we can see on the 4-hour yesterday, we reacted beautifully to this area of supply, which I pointed out for all of you. At the moment, euro dollar is just consolidating, not trading it personally. I would personally just be waiting for some new structure to be formed and for us to kind of like start moving in towards the downside or even in towards the upside. But we just need fresh areas of supply and demand to be created, because this is just useless price action for me personally. If you're focusing more on lower time frame movements, then you could look at the 15-minute and say that the 15-minute is at the moment bullish. So you could potentially be looking at, let's say, this area of demand over here. Wait for kind of a push in towards the downside, take out these equal lows located over here, and then look for some potential longs. For the rest, euro dollar just an absolute shit show, so not going to be focusing on this pair too much. Just look at that 4-hour, choppy as hell, just moving sideways. So yep, that is it from euro dollar. Let's head over to pound dollar and pound dollar. So pound dollar is currently seeing more upside, pretty much as we expected yesterday. We want to see these levels get hit, so it was perfectly fine that we kind of saw that pullback in towards the downside, in towards pretty much this area of demand. So currently seeing that pushback up. Would be nice for us now kind of push up higher in towards these areas of supply. That's kind of my main focus for now. Take out the liquidity high over here and push in towards those supply areas before potentially seeing any further downside. this would become your swing low if this would, or if we were to break this high and see close above. So that would be nice. So let's say we see a push up, close above this level, push in towards supply. This becomes your swing low instead of this low over here. Then wait for that push back down, break this structure, come in line with daily structure, then see a pullback in towards supply, and then look for further shorts. That is what I'll be looking for at the moment. Not much to be said on the side of pound dollar. Let's head over to Kiwi dollar and Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar has reached that level, guys, that I've been mentioning for quite some time now. As you guys should know, looking at the 4 hour, yeah, we're currently inside this area of supply, currently seeing some slowdown in the form of a bearish candle on the 4 hour. Just keep in mind that you probably want to see some lower time frame confirmation before diving in, as we're coming in with quite some momentum. So I would be looking at the 15-minute. And if we look at the 15-minute, it is pretty tricky because we saw such a big impulse over here last night. I would say, okay, wait for, let's say, these lows to get broken, 15-minute trend switch, supply located over here, and then look for further shorts. Otherwise, it's just a little bit too risky at the moment to go short, because the 4 hour is still bullish at the moment. No, 4 hours bearish, excuse me. 4 hours bearish, but we can see that just shorting randomly from these zones is going to be a little bit tricky. So just wait for some lower time frame confirmation to kind of put some extra, kind of support behind your bias of shorting this pair. So what I'll be looking at is potentially a short from this zone, and otherwise this higher zone over here. And I'm a little bit happy to be a little bit more aggressive with that higher zone. And why is that? Well, because of the fact that it's so well located. So you could just put your stop loss above. Let's say you target the 4 hour low again. That's an easy 1 to 4.25. So just keep that in mind when looking at this chart. That is it for Kiwi dollar. Let's over to gold and gold. So gold has been making a pullback, but as we can see, gold is also just super choppy. Diving in towards daily, and let's just focus on the daily for now. You can see that I still left my annotations on just because of the fact that gold is just a hideous pair at the moment. But on the daily, we are kind of still located inside, let's say, this overall area of range supply. Over here, this is pretty much your range supply. What is range supply? Just consolidation acting as your supply zone. As we can see, reaction over here, and also, of course, reactions over here. What I'm currently just waiting for personally, because I don't really like where we're currently located in, is for this higher supply zone to get hit before looking for further downside. Fun fact, something nice to see at the moment is kind of this 1, 2, 3 channel that we're currently seeing. So 1, 2, and then the third touch. Perfect reaction in towards the downside at the moment. However, just keep in mind that we would want to see a push higher essentially in towards this supply zone for a stronger potential push back downwards. Why is that? Because this area of supply is fresh, this area is not fresh, so this could give us a stronger push back down in towards the downside. Just going to check the 4 hour real quick to see if we don't have anything located over here. So we do have this fresh area of supply with some very nice liquidation above these highs. So let's have a quick look if we tapped in towards it. Yeah, so look how beautiful. I didn't even see what price was doing, but look at that initial reaction. However, yeah, we've broken it. So at the moment, we're not really in anything fresh at the moment. Therefore, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that push higher very soon in towards that higher area of daily supply. If it does dump, it is what it is. Then I'll be looking for longs once we see a further push down in towards, let's say, this area of supply, because this is my favorite area of supply at the moment, as we also have some beautiful liquidation over here potentially on this swing low. So I would love to see a push down and then a push back up again, but I'll just be waiting for that, and otherwise I'll be waiting for a push up higher in towards my area of supply for shorts. So shorts from that supply zone, longs from this area of demand. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and I wish you all a fantastic and beautiful day. Thanks, guys.